The time for religion is over. Over. Over.
Are you ready? Like my new crappy background? Okay, so you, at the end of your video, you asked a question, was I always atheist? Did I ever believe in theism, and what turned me into an atheist, basically? I know it wasn't exactly worded that way, but whatever. Anyways, I'm going to cut straight to the point and say, yes, I was raised a Christian. My family was quasi-devout. We didn't start going to church regularly for a long period of time. I remember whenever my first actual religious memory that I can bring up is of me actually fighting the babysitter about it. She insisted that I go to church with her, and I didn't want to go to church. And that was really my first memory from religious experience. But as I grew older, I got more into the church. I started going to youth services. I was really heavily involved with the church throughout most of my youth. At one point during high school, I was actually kicked out of my house and forced to live with my father, who I never really had a huge relationship with, so that was a big problem from the get-go. About midway through my senior year, my father kicked me out. I was living on the streets. I turned to friends and the church, and at this point, I got really devout. I mean, like yoke-up devout. It was scary looking back on it. But at the time, I had so many religious experiences, anything that people would call, talking to God or feeling His presence or whatever. And in the middle of this, I secretly practiced Buddhism on the side, sort of thing. After I graduated, I joined the Army, and there I was very devout. In basic, I was very devout. I'd go to church services every Sunday that they let us, and in basic, it really brought me to terms with the fact that there were many beliefs out there. I had been raised in the Bible Belt, so I didn't really have much exposure to atheism or any other, system of belief. And I got to talking to some of the people, and I really sat down and started thinking about it, but I was still devout, and I had another Christian friend who later went on to be a chaplain's assistant who helped the priest in the Army or whatever. But me and him actually had gotten together and converted a Buddhist, which, looking back on it, was a mistake, but whatever, it's done. Coming out of basic and going into job training, I met my wife, and she was teeter-tottering between Wicca, Christianity, atheism, somewhere in between there. She didn't really want to do one or the other, and she opened the door to atheism for me, basically. She really didn't care about the church. She didn't really care about religion. She even now is more of an apatheist than anything. But it was during this time that I really thought about my faith and just discarded it. Really, I reread the Bible 50 billion times, I swear. Okay, maybe not the whole Bible, but most of the Bible that people who are devout would recognize. And I researched the history of the Bible and researched much of the history of all religions. And I turned to Buddhism, since that was sort of on the back burner for me. And I started being a Buddhist. I called myself Buddhist. And then, after I got to my job in the Army, I discarded it, and I just became plain atheist. And ever since then, I've been doing this, activism, sort of, giving money to certain organizations and speaking out on YouTube for the past year or so. And now here we are, and who knows where we go from here. A lot of people on YouTube have actually refocused my life back to Buddhism. Believe it or not, Christians have been pushing me back towards Buddhism. Weird, huh? But I'm not. I think I'll practice Buddhism, but not really call myself Buddhist, because a lot of the stuff Buddhists do and believe, just not for me. Just discard it, and that's the beauty of Buddhism too. Is you can take what you like and what you need and apply it to your life, and there's no strict dogma. I mean, a fellow Buddhist wouldn't call me any less of a Buddhist or not a real Buddhist if I don't say a certain mantra or if I don't believe a certain thing. So, I'm a Buddhist-leaning atheist now. So, there you have it. That's my deconversion story in a nutshell, because if I told you every detail about it, it would be a 20-minute long video instead of this however long. I don't have a timer. But there's your answer.